Alrighty, so today we're going to look at the Outlaw Rogue. This is my rogue right now that I have. I've tried sub, but Outlaw seems to be a little bit harder, so we're just going to do one match here really quick and just show you guys what it's like. And we'll go over some of the talents and choices that I made for that. So as we load in here, rogues have had quite a bit of changes since pre-patch for Legion. We're in patch 7.0.3 right now. And there's been quite a few reworks on them, so some people are dropping rogues completely to go to other classes. Personally, I'm not one of those, obviously, but it definitely has gotten a lot easier to play a rogue, but I still find it fun. So once we load up here, I will show you guys some of the talents and what I chose and why I chose it. And we'll go over some basic stuff, and then we'll jump right into it. So, now that we're in, make sure here, oh, we're lagging a little bit. Okay, so what we have, let me just shut that down there. So as you can see here, I kind of started this rogue late in Warlords of Draenor, so I didn't even get to play in the active PvP season. But I was playing a little bit prior on my priest before pre-patch dropped. Anyways, so right now you get what they call Marks of Honor, and you get that for winning a Battleground. It just gives you one Mark of Honor, and you can buy the gear, which is good for basically just transmog at this point. And so I really like those daggers, so I've got the Avul's Incendiary Shanker. So I put that on both of them because it just looks badass. But anyways, let's go into our talents. So right now I'm currently sub, so I'm going to go Outlaw. And on Outlaw, there's really not a lot of spells, and it actually plays a lot like sub as far as the way that I played anyway. So I went for Ghostly Strike. Strikes an enemy with a cursed weapon, dealing 7,928 physical damage, while causing your target to take 10% increased damage from all your abilities for 15 seconds. I chose that over Swordmaster just because there's a couple different buffs you get with the Roll the Bones. That could definitely help out with that, so Swordmaster is kind of useless. So I went Ghostly Strike. Quick Draw, wasn't really needed, so Ghostly Strike is definitely the best one to go for in that. Now from mobility, basically, which is what tier 30 is, you could go a grappling hook. It lets you launch yourself to the target's location. Now, I have noticed that combat rogues don't have a lot of mobility versus, say, like a sub rogue, when you can just pop Shadow Dance and then Shadow Strike your way to victory. But, you know, they do give you a chance here to at least have an ability here to move to your target every 30 seconds. But it's kind of wonky. You have to physically click it, and then it gives you a little green circle, and then you have to place it where you want to go. So that's not as useful as being able to just jump right behind them. Acrobatic Strikes increases the range of all your melee attacks by 3 yards. So, really, 3 yards, not all that great. Might help out in some situations with a lot of melee heavy fights with DKs and warriors and whatnot, but honestly, it's not going to help you much. Hit and run, increase your movement speed 15% at all times. Now, this one's kind of an argued one. A lot of people go with the grappling hook for mobility, but hit and run, because there are so many slows in the game, they say it kind of negates the fact, but it definitely, does help with me, and with the mechanic of grappling hook right now, I find hit and run just to be a little bit easier to work with. On tier 45, we got Vigor. Increases your maximum energy by 50, and your energy regen by 10%. It's a no-brainer here. Having extra energy and energy regen faster, definitely the strongest DPS boost that you can have right there. Anticipation, it's okay, but it's not all that amazing. Gives you a maximum of 8 combo points. And then your finishers only consume 5 combo points. So basically you can overcap and not lose any combo points. So if you're new to a rogue, this might be a good choice for you if you're not used to paying attention to your combo points and being able to not cap them, or at least go over and waste combo points, which is wasted DPS. Deeper Stratagem is another one here. You have a maximum of 6 combo points, and your finishing moves can use all 6, giving you a 10% increased damage. Honestly, not all that great compared to Vigor. You're getting an extra 50 energy, which is basically one Saber Slash extra, and you're getting 10% increased, so it's still a bigger DPS boost than Deeper Stratagem. On tier 60, this one's kind of an iffy one. I went with Iron Stomach, just because you get a 30% healing increase off your Crimson Vial. Now, if you've got a dedicated healer or something like that, or a pocket healer or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to be as useful as some of these other ones here. So then we have Elusiveness. Feint also reduces all damage taken from a non-area of effect attacks by 30%. So any direct attacks, melee attacks, things like that, Elusiveness will allow your Feint to actually reduce your damage taken by 30%. And then Cheat Death, fatal attacks instead reduce you to 7% of your maximum health. And then for 3 seconds afterwards, you take 85% reduced damage. Cannot be used more than once every 2 minutes. Now this is a good one. A lot of people do run with Cheat Death in PvP. The reason why is because it's basically a big cooldown. If you're about to die, you can pop this real quick. Or not pop it. It could pop for you. It's passive, sorry. And then you can possibly kill that flag carrier or whatever. But honestly, I like Iron Stomach a little bit better, just for my personal playstyle. But again, a lot of people go with Cheat Death. Prey on the Weak, tier 75 here. This is the one I went with. This tier sucks, honestly, on 75. But enemies disabled with your Blind, Gouge, Cheap Shot, and Sap take 10% increased damage from all sources. Now that's not just you, that means any of your players on your team can also increase damage 10%. So if you want to really get that enemy flag carrier or something like that and just give that little extra DPS boost, this is definitely the one to go with. And that definitely has helped out a little bit in the past. Parlay, it's kind of stupid, but pacifies the target in non-combat, and then you're forced to negotiate with them instead of fighting for 5 minutes. Honestly, useless. It's not worth it. And it replaces your blind, so it basically, no, don't do it. Dirty Tricks, Gouge, Blind, Cheap Shot, and Sap no longer cost energy. Now, a lot of people do go with this one as well, just because it does remove that little bit of energy that's used up to use a Blind or a Gouge or anything like that, which gives you energy to spend on your actual DPS attacks. So it does give you a slight DPS boost, I guess. But honestly, I like Prey of the Week a little bit better. But these are two very situational based on the type of battlegrounds or fights that you're going to be doing, and they can be interchanged. So if you know that you're going to be, focusing on somebody hard and you want to get maximum burst damage on them, take Prey of the Week. If you want to make sure that you're getting a maximum DPS for maybe a more prolonged fight, take Dirty Tricks. Tier 90, we've got a couple different ones here. Honestly, Alacrity, don't even waste time on that. Your finishing moves have a 20% chance per combo point to grant 1% haste. So, and that's per combo point stacking up 20 times. Really, not all that amazing. Killing Spree is the one I went with here, just because when you get Shark-Infested Waters, which is from Roll the Bones, it gives you that crit increase, and Killing Spree is just a really nice attack that you can pop with that. And it has definitely helped kill people when I was waiting on shit to come off cooldown. So Killing Spree, teleport to an enemy within 10 yards, attacking 7 times over 3 seconds. Basically, it works a little differently than it used to. It doesn't let you keep up with people, but it will return you back to your starting position. So say like you have a Demon Hunter that's just double jumping his way to victory away from you. You can pop Killing Spree and kind of keep up with him a little bit. But if he gets out of range and there's somebody else there, you'll jump to them instead and you'll stick on them. So it's not as nice as it used to be, but it's still useful. Cannonball Barrage is an AoE slow, basically. So what it's going to do is command a ghost ship crew to barrage the target area with cannonballs, and then it slows them for 50%. But it is something that you have to lay down and have somebody walk through. So you'll get this big circle, area of effect circle, and then you have to actually lay it down. Again, Killing Spree is just a little bit more useful, but if you need a lot of slows and you can't get pistol shots off or anything like that, then Cannonball Barrage will be the one for you. Tier 100. Okay, this one's kind of another mixed one here where people kind of argue what's the best. Marked for Death. Arguably the largest DPS increase, or potential DPS increase, anyways, when in fighting PvP. And the reason why is because you'll mark for death while you're stealth, then roll your bones at a full 5 combo points. As you can see there, it gives you 36 seconds of your buffs. So depending on the buffs you get, it can be quite a big DPS increase, and it gives you a full 36 seconds to use them. So that's really nice. Slice and Dice. This one here used to be just something we were given. Now it's a tier talent that you have to take. But basically, it will increase your attack speed by 100%, and it lasts longer per combo point. Again, obviously, Mark of Death is the better choice over Slice and Dice, but it's personally up to your playstyle. Mark for Death 2, if you kill the target within 1 minute or the target dies within 1 minute of you using it, it resets its cooldown, which is awesome. And as you know, in PvP, people die pretty quickly, so if you mark for death, roll your bones, he dies, you can mark for death again, roll him again, get something a little bit better. Death from Above. So I've seen people use this as well. It's completely up to you. Honestly, again, I think Mark for Death is a little easier to work into your rotation. But basically what it's going to do is it empowers your weapons with shadow energy and performs a devastating 2-part attack. Your Whirlwind will deal 13,435 damage to all enemies within 8 yards, so you'll have a little AoE ability there. And then you leap through the air and jump down on your target using Run Through, which is this ability right here, but it hits for 50% harder. So as you can see here at 5 combo points, that hits for 54,970. So this here is going to have a 50% stronger effect. And I'm assuming they are talking about this ability here when it says you leap into the air and run through your target, because they did capitalize the run through part. So I haven't 100% looked it up, but I'm going to assume that they are talking about this spell directly. So those are the talents that I've chosen for my personal playstyle, and I'll go over exactly how that works. Honor talents, obviously we haven't unlocked those yet. You got to be level 110, but we'll go over that in another video in the future. So basically, the way that I do my combat rogue is I will stealth, and then I will find a target that I want to kill, a healer or whatever I want to be on. I will hit the Marked for Death, and then I will roll my bones. I will come up and cheap shot you. And then once I have cheap shot you, let me get out of this, I will do one Ghostly Strike, because it's kind of like a revealing strike, and it gives you that 10% increased damage. And then I will go into Saber Slash, depending on what kind of buffs I get from Roll the Bones. I may or may not already be up to 5 combo points at that point, but if I'm not, I'll do one Saber Slash, and then I'll do a Between the Eyes shot. Now this is a great stun. I love this, and so it gives you 32,000 damage, plus it gives you a 5-second stun on top of that. And the really cool thing is it's got a 20-yard range, so you don't have to be right in their face. You've got 20 yards to stun a stalker. And that has come really in handy, especially when I'm chasing down enemy flag carriers, druids, and different things like that. And I get stunned, or I get CC'd, or whatever. I break out of it. You know, they're already, say, 10-15 yards away from me. Normally, I would have to be right up on their ass to be able to stun them. Not anymore. I have a 20-yard stun. I just pull out this big old gun and shoot them, and well, they take damage and they get stunned, which is great. It gives me time to catch back up, and then I can gouge them, I can blind them, I can do whatever to get whatever I need to get back up, and then keep on pounding on them. Okay, so anyways, so once I do the Between the Eyes, I'll come back to my Saber Slashes and refresh Ghostly Strike as needed, and then I'll use Run Through as my main point spender if Cheap Shot's not, or Between the Eyes is not up. So this one here, like we already talked about, 5 combo points, 54,970, so we'll just call that 55,000 damage. It does hit pretty hard, and the crits are pretty nice as well. So that's the basic rotation. I mean, there's not a lot to it. Your cooldowns, you've got Crimson Vial, you've got your Cloak of Shadow still, you've got Vanish, you've got your Sprint, you've got Feint. Takes 50% AoE damage reduction. So that's pretty nice. And then everybody now gets the Honorable Medallion. It's a 3-minute cooldown instead of a 2-minute cooldown, but it does remove all of your loss of control effects in PvP. Now, as Undead, I do get my Racial still, Will of the Forsaken, but it does share the cooldown with the Honor one, which actually I'm supposed to have that there instead. But this removes Charm, Fear, and Sleep Effect, but it doesn't remove slows or anything like that. So you do have to be careful of that. Actually put them together like that, just in case, depending on what I need. Sometimes if you're not like in a full-on stun and you're just getting slowed, I'll pop Will of the Forsaken, just because it does have a shorter cooldown. And then, you know, like I said, even though it's got a 30-second cooldown with other similar effects, that leaves my Honorable Medallion up still a little bit faster than just popping Honorable Medallion. So here we go. We are going to look into at least doing one PvP round right now. And some glitch that I've noticed, the random Battlegrounds will auto-unflag AV, which really irritates me every time I reload. So if I do like /reload, you'll see here that it's going to automatically unflag it and just leave out the Conquest flagged. Which can be really annoying if you don't pay attention to that and you just come like into a group or something with somebody that doesn't know that it does that every time, and then you don't want to do AV and you get stuck in it, especially now that people are stupid and don't know how to do Van. So anyways, we'll go back to that, player versus player, and you see Isle of Conquest only. So we'll take that off and we'll join the battle. And hopefully it won't take too long and we don't get a shitty group, but you know, it's Horde. What can you expect? Let's see. Not quite a few people on today. Alrighty. So, yeah, like I said, there's been quite a few changes to the rogues. There's not a lot of abilities. There's not a lot of things that you really have to focus on. With Outlaw, you do need to pay attention to Roll the Bones, just to see what buffs you get. Quite honestly, I don't pay attention to them that much. But I do quickly glance just to see what I have, like Jolly Roger or Shark Infested Waters, things like that. And you can kind of tweak the playstyle every so often based on the different buffs you get. Now, obviously, the most fun one to get is when you get all 6 of them at once, and then you just go ham on people's asses. But, you know, that's I've only had that happen maybe 3 or 4 times. So, but it's great because I'll just pop Killing Spree and just pop Adrenaline Rush and just go all stupid on people. But yeah, everybody, I mean, we're not doing a crap ton of damage. Bursting, I can start out somewhere up into the 20,000 range. Sustained, anywhere from 7 to 12. So, Blizzard reworked things a little differently when it came to Legion pre-patch, so you're not going to be seeing those big numbers right now where everyone's doing like 80, 90, 100k. I'm sure we'll get back to that point in Legion though. So we are going to go over to the Blue Gate and we are going to see if we can't win this BG. What are my guildies talking about? Oh, fries. Alrighty then. Lag. There we go. So I use a combination of mouse clicks and keybinds. So on my mouse, I've got the old legendary MMO mouse. So I've got like my stealth macbird or keybound to one of the keys on there. I've got my trinket and my blind, so I can easily get out and stun people if I need to. And then I use like F1 through F12 and then 1 through the plus button down here on my bars. And for those that are wondering, this is LVUI. It's set up a little bit differently than what you might be used to, but basically we're just going to turn the chat off because there's no point in seeing all that. I'm using SCADA here. I'm not really using any Battleground specific add-ons at the moment. But I basically went through and I just removed a lot of stuff that LVUI had up. This is your default here, your little raid frames that they give you. I only activated 2 of my bars, and then the sidebar for like where I want to put macros and my professions, things like that. But quite honestly, I mean, it's a nice little UI, and it definitely does help with cleaning things up, I think, anyways. Of course, you can get the same effect with Bartender and a couple others, but... Alright, so here we're going to pop Mark for death, roll the bones, cheap shot, saber slash, stun, trinket, see, slash, pop it from the vial, close and vanish, we can get pretty close there, sprint out. But you can see how hard that was hitting 230k on the Demon Hunter there. We didn't get a full rotation or run around on him, so and you're not completely useless as a rogue at least. Alrighty, so let's see. Sophie, lay down on the couch, please. It's time for your nap. Lay down. Alright, so we're going to kill this demo here. Alright, well, I guess we're going to go after this guy. Pistol shot there to slow him. Saber slashers, saber slash, and he dies. Okay, great. Let's see here. No, of course I didn't know you're gonna do that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to Ghost Strike, Saber Slash, and there we go. And we just popped run through on him to get that final kill. So, yep, we got it. Okay. We're gonna stealth, mark for death, roll the bones, Ghost Strike. His AoE popped me out, so we just had to Ghost Strike instead. Alright, I guess we're gonna go on this guy. So if you look, we got Buried Treasure and True Bearing right now. We're going to shoot him a couple times. We're going to stun him. Bones up there. Shoot him a couple times, and then we're gonna run through. And he dies. This guy here, we're gonna pistol shot, mark for death, roll the bones, Ghost Strike, Saber Strike, stun, saber, saber. Pop up here. And he dies. Okay, so we got this warrior here, Ghost Strike. We're going to stand back and stun him if I can get out of this. Pop my vial. See that nice little 20-yard stun there. So we're going to mark for death, roll the bones, Ghost Strike, saber, run through, and then we're going to killing spree. I needed to, but it just kind of confuses people, especially when I'm getting that low in health, and I'm about to go down. When you're bouncing all over the place, it's kind of hard for melee to keep up with you. So, right now we are at 3 killing blows, so not that that means jack shit in this battleground, but I really wanted to just show you guys how the rogue is playing. So for instance here, we're going to come out of here. And of course, bleeds don't get taken off, but you know. Alright, so as soon as we res, we'll go fight somebody else. But as you can see here, it's like, damage is kind of bleh. Especially compared to like, say, Warlock, who can do like 10, 12 million damage in a battle. Shh. On the couch, lay down. Lay down. Okay, so since we're going to spawn right here with everybody, we're going to mark death, roll the bones, cheap shot, we're going to saber slash, we're going to stun you, we're going to have fun on you. We're going to blind, I'll let that sit for a second. That's good for just rebuilding some. Gouge him here in a second. If I can live long enough. And he died. I don't know if that was due to me or anything that I had. Probably not. But you can, like, blind and gouge. If they take any damage, it's going to break. But it's really nice, like, if you've already used up all your energy or you're low on energy and you just need to let it rebuild so you can start hamming into them again, use it, let them sit there, disoriented, and then go back into it. Or it gives you an option to vanish. Mine's on cooldown right now. Go re-stealth, come back in with a cheap shot, and all that fun stuff. So, let's see here. I really like going after the still got roll. So, smack you, smack you, smack you, stun you, smack you, smack you, smack you. Pistol shot, pistol shot, pistol shot. Away from me. Ooh, healer. Roll the bones, Tillman's ready, sharpen against the waters. That's pretty good. Stun him and then he died. So, and then I died. Yeah, well. But that's the basic playstyle of the Outlaw Rogue. Like I said, you're just using CCs, you get that nice little range stun now. Where'd my kid go? Okay, she's watching TV, sorry about that. Alrighty. So we're gonna res up here, and as you can see, they're already to our relic chamber, but I'm not doing terrible guys. Warlocks, I fucking hate warlocks. They don't hardly ever take any damage, but I'll show you. Just for shits and giggles. So we're still gonna go bones. We're smacking ghost strike, sabers. We want to stun him. Smack, smack, smack. Alright, let's see if I can get out of combat long enough to stealth. Now, as the Outlaw Rogue, you don't have to stealth, obviously. I am just so used to playing sub that I like being stealthy. Alright, stun him. So it's kind of odd that you don't get as many stealth options, or at least to use stealth abilities, anyways, as Outlaw, but, you know, it's whatever. So, let's see. These guys just choked it. I'll take somebody down if I can. Fucking druids, man. Druids. Just fucking druids in general. Especially feral druids. Which I will show you guys my feral druid at some point here soon. They are just fucking insane in PvP. It's ridiculous. So, not terrible. We got 6 killing blows right now. But, again, like I said, I'm just doing this to show you guys what the rogue is like. I am by no means perfect or a master at a rogue. Honestly, I've only played a rogue this expansion. Well, I lied. I've had a rogue since Wrath, but I've only had a max level since this expansion because I've been focusing on my priest and my druid for so long. So, this is the first time that I've really had any length of time to sit and actually PvP on them. And I can say that Blizzard's changes do make it easier if you've never played a rogue to come in and just start, because there's not as much stuff going on as far as having to work around different rotations and abilities. I mean, they've simplified it quite a bit for people that just want to start fresh and never played rogue. But I do kind of miss the utility that we had and the survivability that we had from before, when you had quite a bit more spells and more complex rotations and things like that. So, roll bones. Just close the connection at this point because there's just too much stupidity going on. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk through that. So we're gonna run over here and see what we can find. Looks like quite a bit of dumb. Okay, so we had shark-infested waters. We're gonna come up here and cheap shot. You stun him. Sit there and roll my bones again because I have to. This one's Ghost Strike. And again, fucking druids. Just fucking druids, I swear to God. Alright. Now, as a sub-rogue, that would not be an issue. Sophie, go on the couch. Now. Go. Lay down. It's time for your nap. Sorry about that. Alright. Sorry, I've got a 2-year-old that refuses to take a nap. Alright, so we got this here. Stun. Saber. Pistol shots. This is in one of those instances where having the grappling hook would actually be useful, but I get to go back stealth. Get to smack on you for a second, once again. But of course, why would you think it? Oh well. Alright, well I think you guys have seen enough as far as the playstyle goes, so I think we're just gonna go run up here and halfway attempt to try to get through their shit. Try to find some bombs. Sophie, on the couch, now. Lay down. It's nap time, lay down. Bones. Probably not the smartest idea to smack him. Warrior sitting right there. Actually, not a good idea to smack any of them at the moment. Let's see if we can go find some bombs. Bombs. And stealth. Woohoo. I'm a stealthy bomber. I'm a unibomber. Son of a beach. I wanna die. Yeah. Hell, I tried. As far as the sub goes, though, I really like sub because you get Shadow Strike and teleports you right behind your target. It does require stealth, but when you pop Shadow Dance, which has now been reworked, you can like stick right on people. It's ridiculous. Your mobility is just insane, and I love that. Quite honestly, I wish that I had that mobility as Outlaw, but you know, we are made more to smack you in the face and be able to go toe-to-toe with you versus being stealthy little ninjas, which personally to me is what it should be, and having to dance around you being somewhat squishy, but being able to, CC the hell out of you. So, I don't know, to me, they say Outlaw is more like a pirate. I guess that's kind of the case, because you get guns now, and makes sense, I guess. Saber slash, stun, smack. see how it brings me back to the beginning? Much stun. Can't win them all. Sophie, get on that couch right now. Up on the couch. Get up on the couch. You've been warned. If you don't get on that couch, you're going into your bedroom, and I'm going to put you in timeout. Sorry about that. Sophie, what did I just say? Put it down now. Get on the couch now. 1, 2. Get up on that couch right now. Thank you. Lay down. Lay down. The joys of having a 2-year-old. Doing a lot shittier this second round. Oh well. Bastard. Sophie, you know what? You're going to your room as soon as I'm done with this. Your pass is on the couch, kid. I don't know why I bothered to do that. This kid got me all kinds of freaking messed up right now. Alright. Still don't look like it's gonna happen, so. Well, this Battleground's over, guys. But I hope you enjoyed watching at least somewhat how the Outlaw Rogue played. Sorry about the second half there with my kid. I gotta go take care of her. But anyways, enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.